I'm going to have to cut you off, sorry guys, because I'm hearing that the players
are
ready and shut down, Yanko, sorry about that. We will head back to our commentary team for a massive game. For all the fans out there, hold on to your seats, it could be a wild ride for Cloud9 and Virtus.pro fans.
Wow. Absolutely wrecked Yanko.
Wow. That was savage, wasn't it? I love that cut from Paul there. It's just taking control of the desk.
Yeah.
But who's going to take control of the match, James? We've got two teams, again, as they put on the desk there. These are two, well, Mirage or Train were the options, and they are two fantastic maps for both teams. I mean, VP used to be known, way back when, as the best team on Train for a while, up there with the likes of Na'Vi and SK for quite a bit. So, but Cloud9, they are no strangers to success here.
I think that whoever has a disastrous CT side is probably done for. And I was curious, I would have been worried for Virtus.pro if they started on CT, but Virtus.pro, it seems, will be starting on the T side. So I'm very curious. I mean, they're both capable of beating each other. You heard the thoughts of the desk there. VP have to be capable of beating Cloud9 on Train. We will soon find out with VP able to set the pace starting on the T side. But Cloud9, they're an aggressive CT team, so they may try to set the pace on the defensive side, going for pushes through main and the likes of that. Stewie knows how to, he knows how to change the gears on his opponent. We saw the hero play with the defuse on a recent Train from Cloud9. I couldn't really pick a winner of this. I don't know about you, Dan.
It's very difficult, but there's, I mean, for us, as the commentators here, it's just we're going to get an amazing match of Counter-Strike. I have no idea who's going to win it, but I'm looking forward to seeing so many different things from either team. Virtus.pro, for example, I feel like Taz is like the most experienced B player that exists, in existence, James, because he has always been playing that position for VP. Even in all these times when VP switch up the AWPers, they switch up the in-game leaders constantly. He always seems so static on that spot and has done it for years. And it's almost always his most successful map as well for Taz. So that's going to be really interesting to take note of, and perhaps some people might want to watch him. But then you got Snacks, who somehow always manages to do insane things around smokes in pretty much any situation, but in particular around the chaos that is the A rushes that we see with all the smokes. He's often very good at harnessing that chaos, and that's always fun to watch as well. There's just so many things to look out for, James. I didn't even get to Cloud9 yet, or even the rest of VP. So, I mean, what about you? There are any particular things that are characteristically exciting for you?
Well, I just want to go to, we've got 30 seconds before the game starts, so I just wanted to go to my GoTV picks. We didn't commentate the last game Cloud9 played on, or Virtus.pro on Train. And I did say on Twitter that Taz on the B bomb site is one to watch for, especially for those at home who may be too aggressive on their CT side. It's a good one to watch Taz on the CT. But when Virtus.pro play, if we don't pick Snacks for GoTV, there's always a riot. So for those of you on GoTV, I would suggest Snacks for Virtus.pro. Automatic has had some really good games recently for Cloud9, so I would go for Stewie and Automatic on the CT side in general for Cloud9. So
it's got to be Skadoodle.
Skadoodle?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? There's just so many great players to go to because it's such a strong map for both teams, and both teams have found identity here, and it's about to kick off here. Cloud9 against Virtus.pro. This is going to tug on many a heartstring, and it's Cloud9 on the CT side and Virtus.pro on the T side.
If Pasha has a good run early on, then I would keep some eyes on him as well. For now, Pasha's making his way towards the IV position with Bayali. 3 players for Virtus.pro with grenades. This is not unusual for the Polish side. We've seen many a pistol round where they've had 3 players carrying nades, and this one is no different. Again, Virtus.pro surely have to have more pressure on their shoulders. You saw the VT there. Some of these players will be playing has a good run early on, then I would keep some eyes on him as well. From the live event stage to the live crowd stage. We've had some people on their BMXs outside the venue looking for players, especially Virtus.pro, of course. See if Virtus.pro can take us there, or take themselves there, really, rather.
It looks like VP are about ready to go in. Here we'll see some smokes tossed down onto the A site, and there's 3 towards Ali. Shrouds there. a guy that's had many success recently on this map, someone else to look out for the Cloud9 side. And VP are taking their time with these smokes. They will eventually arrive to the top of alley, and Cloud9 have held back actually. They're falling back to the bomb train. A nice pick up from Stewie. That will make things harder here for VP.
I don't know if they've spotted the bomb, but surely they have by now. The bomb could go to CT spawn, but they're definitely committing to the A site here. Skadoodle and Automatic still waiting in the B bomb site, but the frags are coming in towards A. And they're going in favor of Cloud9, but Shroud will get picked up on the high ground by Ali dueling with Stewie. He's picked up the bomb, and perhaps now he can plant it.
Very tense stuff. Oh, that's a nasty tag there onto Automatic, down to 3. But it's all about the headshots, and he's still alive, so there's many opportunities for him yet to claim with that USP of his. And Skadoodle has the kit, so there is time to try to work out how to approach this one for the Cloud9 lads, as we see Bialy covering the alley side of the plant. Snax waiting for the perfect moment to strike here from E-Box. When will be the timing there? Pulls out the nade. Oh no, that's disastrous timing, but still Automatic will go down Snax very fast with the draw of the Glock, and that's the round for VP.
Big pistol round for the Polish team, and there is pressure on Cloud9 as well. It's Stewie and Automatic's first major, and it's been a difficult major for the Cloud9 team in general. There have been some, some pretty hot tempers, lots of people being vocal on Twitter. So it's going to be a hard-fought match for both sides. Stewie and Shroud with scouts in this round. You pretty much need to kill someone in the pistol round to be able to afford a scout on the force buy. And that's a good start for Shroud. But what is the response from Virtus Pro? Oh, wow, what a shot from nothing.
Yeah, that's insane. So rare you see that one, and still it looks like Cloud9 seems to be hitting hard here. Automatic alive with the scout as well as Shroud, and that's very annoying to be poked at from these ranges. So you can see that Sax is trying to close those ranges, using the smoke as well to provide ample coverage for the plant of the bomb. And now, of course, they'll be cognizant that a flank could be in play here for Cloud9, and that is the case. It's going to be Automatic. He's got the Deagle in hand here as he makes his approach. Shroud going to try and coordinate with Automatic, but really good angle there from Snax will deny Shroud. Still, though, opportunity here for Automatic. Doesn't have a kit at the moment. Maybe one lying around, perhaps. I'm not sure, but he will find himself a player. He can't connect the shot quickly enough. It's too hard here for Automatic. That surely is it now for VP, as Automatic has no kits, run out of time. He'll do his best to survive with his weaponry, but another round here for VP.
Scouts are still alive. Scouts can still do damage. But it is exactly the start that Virtus Pro needed, wanted. The nation of Poland will be watching this one real close. So much riding on this one map for both of these teams. So Stewie will take hold of the scout, and Automatic will continue with Deagle Kevlar. Spreading two dangerous weapons across two players. Nothing Shroud, P250s. Skadoodle holding on to the USP. There are AWPs to come for Skadoodle. Stewie off to a good start, tagging Pasha, still alive with the scout despite taking damage. Automatic on the bomb train with the Deagle. Can't get anything done just yet, and the Molotovs are causing problems.
Yeah, this is a great example of how utility can really give you massive advantages in a situation like this. Cloud9 not really afforded an opportunity to get any good engagements just due to the use of those smokes, Molotovs, and flashbangs. I mean, we saw a very fast tag there and kill from Stewie, but then after that initial attempt, the flashbangs came in, the smokes came in, the Molotovs came in, there's nothing to be done. So great attention to detail there from Virtus Pro, great drill from them, but now we get into some of the harder hitting rounds. We got an AWP out on Skadoodle, and he'll be looking to get his first kill on the board here for Cloud9.
Skadoodle's naked. He has left his hotel room, and he is without a robe for this round. Train one of the easier rounds to run around and avoid grenades, at least on the CT side. Got to be careful towards Ivy, of course. Nothing makes his way into the pop dog position. Some T sides have had problems flashing this area without giving the game away from audio cues. So we'll keep an eye on how they deal with that. Some teams now with some Molotov plays inside and outside. the Pop Dog area to deal with CT, so it's expensive, but as long as it gets the job done. Try out of an off angle towards Ivy. Pasha and Bali may start to creep through the Ivy position. Indeed they will, but surely Shroud's position is the last one they will check.
Yeah, very tense here as VP tries to get a coordinated attack, and the job here for Cloud9 is to stagger it, either with kills or utility. Shroud might be able to do this. Will there be a flashbang for his position? Great peek there. The timing is great indeed, and it's nothing. Also gets himself a kill on the other side of the yard, and that's going to massively hamstring this attempt. But what do we know about Snacks? He plays well around these smokes, and he's starting to do so. Got a back 10 though, and it's not good enough against the likes of Nothing, as he is knocked down there in the yard, and VP are without any map control with this bomb, and just down to 2 against 5.
30 seconds remain. Not a single kill for the T's just yet. Pasha opening things up, but Nothing will promptly close them. Mac 10 was an interesting read. There wasn't a single helmet in that round for Cloud9, but wasn't really close enough to do any damage with it. Almost no damage under Cloud9 at all. And the buy will come back in for Virtus Pro. It's going to be less than spectacular. Bali could go AWP, no Kevlar. He's got 4,800, but he'll opt for the AK. The conservative approach. Is there anything for Neo, or is he playing P250 only? Indeed, he is, just with the pistol. So that's a great round for Cloud9, winning the first buy round. 4 players surviving. Onwards and upwards for the North Americans.
Yeah, and they were able to blow up a triple-pronged attack or an attempt at one just with their individual skill there, and that's a great sign for them moving forwards in this defensive effort that they are tasked with in this first half. Shroud with a lot of responsibility playing Ali. It's a very difficult position for the CT to play with, because you want to make sure that you can obviously get the frags, but also just not dying is such a big priority as well, being able to fall back to more defensive lines, but make it hard for the T's to gain ground without using a lot of utility. And here it goes. Another attack perhaps for Virtus Pro. Nothing. Can he hold this position? Ooh. Now this is interesting. What read will Nothing have? Will he decide to go up here?
Skadoodle is rotating towards A, leaving Stewie alone in B. Pasha smoked off Ivy, and Shroud doesn't have an ideal angle, really. Back and forth now. Skadoodle back in B, and Automatic looking towards Ivy. So Cloud9 not really sure what is going on just yet. Nothing, though. He might start coming into the flank. Automatic with the rotation. So far, so good for the C9 players. 2 unanswered kills for the CT side. The bomb is getting planted, though. Stewie, I think, might have been shot by his teammate there. Still alive, though. Still fragging. Neo taken down. 5 versus 2. Pasha needs to have the biggest flank of all time. Bali holding things down, running distraction in the meantime, but Pasha really needs to get through that connector area, but he has to walk. He can't give his position away. Automatic taking Bali down, and Shroud picking off Pasha at the same time. Again, just the one pick for Virtus Pro. Cloud9 on their way to their second round.
That was beautifully handled indeed by Cloud9. I mean, obviously Stewie, Nothing is able to give them a lot of information. Nothing spots a lot of harassment towards Pop Dog, but Virtus Pro never took Pop Dog and never forced Nothing away. So I think that Cloud9 were very ready for a play into the B-bomb site, especially with the time that was remaining on the clock, obviously. And Stewie just played this so calm, and it makes such a big difference that on the initial cross of the T's onto the bomb train, that Skadoodle also got
Let's go, boys!
The first kill, as well as Stewie. So then it just becomes such an uphill struggle there for VP. So great start indeed for Cloud9, and they have broken the money of VP.
Let's go, boys, is a cry from Stewie 2K. 5-man on road for the CT side, looking to hold down both of these bomb sites versus this eco round from Virtus Pro. Pistols, smoke grenades, flashbangs. A smoke plant is likely, a wall of smokes on the B bomber train. If Cloud9 are sensible, they will play the retake. Earlier on in this Swiss group, we saw, I think it was from Vega Squadron, who might have had a player towards E-Box in isolation, and they decided to leave him there. Let's see what the approach is from Cloud9. Molotov towards that Pop Dog position, and they have some smokes in answer. Look at this from Automatic. They don't even want to allow this bomb plant to go down. Automatic may block in the smoke. Look at this flank from him. He knows what's going on. He reads it perfectly, and VP don't realize why that smoke is there, and it costs them everything. Bali left in the main area. Cloud9 are prepared. They are ready, and they will punish Virtus Pro.
Cloud9 are a team, of course, that have had a lot of upsetting situations so far in the major, but you can see that they're still here, still alive, still kicking, still able to deliver a very composed game of Counter-Strike against the legends that are Virtus Pro, and we are now tied up at 3-3. VP still searching for something with these buy rounds. The little buy rounds that they've had so far, of course. That's something that works well to open up this defense from Cloud9, because so far it looks convincing.
C9 have got 3 AKs on their CT side.
Feels good.
Yeah, and well, they've still got 3 AKs. Stewie with the M4 going for an aggressive play will be denied by Neo. Automatic close in B. This is not the normal place that a CT would take position. Who knew that angle even existed?
This is tough from Automatic, able to get back out of harm's way just in time. Reads the play, the spray down with the AK. Doesn't work out for him though, and this is a great opportunity now for the Polish side to be able to take down a round. Nothing though, he's just in the midst of the madness as he goes for the spray with the AK, and it's looking great though so far for him. Another frag from nothing. Can this man be stopped? He's down to 12 points of health now as Neo stalks from above, and Neo will get himself that very important frag. Now down to Skadoodle, but where does he look with the AWP? It can really be much more awkward for him in this position as he decides to go up the ladder now. And there it is, Neo with the peak, and despite the momentous or gargantuan effort of nothing, it will be the round for VPA, much needed rounds.
Yeah, and it's worth noting Pasha's play around the smoke towards connector. Another position you can commonly see post-plant from T sides. In some rounds, people have gone quickly and they've gone pushing connector or gone pushing to the other side towards the CT spawn. But you really have to be careful with your timing, because if you're too fast, you can lose the round for your team there by not having that flank in play. But Pasha chooses his timing wisely and gets that kill onto a player on top of the train. Another fast play, taking map control. Stewie, lucky to escape without an engagement. Speaking of fast, Automatic very quickly in towards main.
And this is beautiful now, Cloud9. Very early on into the first half, really starting to mix in aggression here and there. You know, we saw it previously, it didn't work out for Stewie when he went aggressive towards the inner position. But the fact that they're very willing to do so can really mess with a team, force a 1v1 in an awkward spot, perhaps win it. You can completely throw off the game plan of the T side. And we will see Automatic falling back into the other position. Holding less aggressively, but still a good position and still a mix-up. Something that could perhaps go unexpected for the VP side now as they look to get into the A site once again with the assistance of Smokes.
Shroud playing off angles once more. He's in the hell position. Bialy rotating to support the 2 players coming from my Smokes are down once again. Pasha going to go through it. Taz is there as well. 2-man spray down from Automatic. The garden hose is there, but there is a T ready to pick up the bomb. A 3K now for Automatic. The reload is here. Now he can run distraction for his team. Picked off by Neo. There are CTs on the bomb train. Where is that bomb? Is it in an elevated position? Neo's alone. He's alone versus 3. 30 seconds remain. And that bomb is very far away indeed.
It looks like it's on the crates or something.
Wherever it is, he ain't going to get it because he died.
And it's pretty convincing, you know, for Automatic to get 2 kills like that with a full spray at such range. That is not very common to get in a professional match. As he did just, well, I guess they were lined up, I suppose, but still, it's very fast 2K. No real chance to turn around and deal with him. Really solid hold there, and so far we've seen nothing go off. We've seen Automatic go off, and this is so important. And Skadoodle hitting the shots he needs to hit for Cloud9. Everyone seems present so far for Cloud9 in the early stages, and VP are fighting hard as well. 4 rounds for them, and now they go aggressive to try to shake the defense of Cloud9 with these Tech 9s, and a fast frag might just do it.
Everyone from Cloud9 in the A bomb site. Pasha's picks up an AK-47. He's also carrying the bomb. Virtus Pro looking to retreat from the bomb site, it seems. Though Snacks is close to E-Box, holding his position for the time being.
Cloud9 in the early stages. And VP are fighting hard to try to shake the defense of Cloud9 with these Tech 9s, and a fast frag might just do it.
Everyone from Cloud9 in the A bomb site. Patch has picked up an AK-47. is also carrying the bomb. So it's Pro looking to retreat from the bomb sites, it seems, though Snax is close to E-Box, holding his position for the time being, running distraction, keeping players entertained. They don't know if anyone else is in the train yard at the moment, but where is the presence of mind from the CTs? Stewie starting to rotate towards B. He knows that this could be a play. It could be a fight. Snax taking automatic down up close. Can he rotate those towards the B area? Facing Shroud all the way towards Ivy. Long rotation for him.
Stu managed to get to the bomb train very quickly. This could be unexpected. Get some tagging there. Go to a reposition. He knows this is the best play here. And he actually goes for the spray around the corner. Spots up still more damage. Pulling out the pistol. Bit too slow though, but he's done so much for his team. Leaving just Taz with 20 health and a Tech 9. Desperately searching for any guns that could be strewn around him, but he's having to work off the Tech 9, and it's not going to help him out all that much. Another round going the way of Cloud9. Looking very strong at the moment.
It was an expensive round for Cloud9, however, and the money is not spectacular just yet, so it's still possible for Virtus Pro to force Cloud9 to have a bad CT half, although the same could be said. Cloud9 are the team with advantages at the moment, and Virtus Pro, despite the bomb plant, they've only got about $3,000 per person. So there's time for Cloud9 to build on their score, build on their advantages and their momentum. More smokes being purchased by Virtus Pro. If they go for that same execute towards the A site, I do wonder if they'll be prepared for the response from Cloud9. I think when they put that smoke out, automatic moved around. They also had an early Molotov towards Pop Dog. If I'm correct, then clues were there, but definitely that was a nasty surprise for VP.
And back to the pistols, no Kevlar this time, but I do like that they have a selection of grenades utility to work with to try to get themselves into a bomb plant position, or maybe a couple kills as well. Keep the pressure on the Cloud9 economy to keep them off of their money, and their economy hasn't grown just yet. And here comes the push. Skadoodle able to... It's like clay pigeon shooting for him at the moment as they fall out the air, and the bomb does go down. So that's a great result here in this round for VP.
So they've quickly learned what happened on the A side, but we'll come back to that later as Neo and Co try to do more damage to the CG side. A round loss is guaranteed, but how many can they take with them again? The next 2 or 3 plays for Cloud9. Why is he running with his knife out? Why on earth is he doing that? By Ali now with an M4, there's still a chance for him. The defuse coming in. He's not going to face, he's going to run away and hold on to what he can. So again, 2 players picked off a C9. We'll see how that plays out in the coming rounds. So again, Virtus Pro, they threw their smokes to the A site for that execute, and Automatic threw his smoke in response. He and Snax were dueling in the smoke for a while. So VP, they're quickly adjusting. They've got the experience. They realize what happened then, and we'll see if that kind of learning from other rounds as well can help them claw some more rounds back in what remains of this half.
Yeah, definitely, and I think they're highly capable of making a lot of rounds work outside. It can go, because both teams are so skilled, it can really go either way, and it's a small sample size that they've had when they've gone outside, and so far in those samples it has been unsuccessful. And here we see a change from the setup again from Cloud9, and again this is really cool to see. They keep mixing things up, and it can be very annoying too if Virtus Pro were to go for picking play around main. Obviously they would be quite vulnerable to such a setup as Cloud9 are running, which is very forward. The same goes for any Pop Dog plays if they were trying to make openers from there, but they're not so far, and they're going to be gravitating late into what looks like it should be an A play. We'll see though if that is the case. From VP, they have 2 players on Ali, but they haven't really pressured it just yet too heavily. They're trying to go for the contact instead.
Taz carrying the bomb. He's got 1 kill in 10 rounds. So, you know, he's not happy right now. Automatic and Skadoodle close to main. And still, we haven't really seen much presence from Virtus Pro inside the Pop Dog. Neo offering a fake towards the B bomb site. But Stewie is being entrusted with that. Smokes towards connector. No movement from Cloud9. They seem to know it's an A play. They are holding steadfast. They are non-believers. Barley and Pasha ready to creep out. Is Pasha just going to raw peak here? 30 seconds. How do they force Stroud off this angle? That smoke is not covering the gap. Automatic being taken down by Taz. And there is a Shroud. He'll fall over towards Ivy. He will fall down. Everybody falling down like dominoes. 20 seconds remain. VP still on.
Yeah, absolute chaos here as nothing works. His position by the bomb train, it seems successful for the time being, but Taz creeps unknown to the CTs. And there he goes around the train. Oh, he's going to go for the plant, and Stewie's there ready and waiting. Poor Taz could never know in that situation. And another round going Cloud9's way, but it was so close for VP. And one thing I do want to highlight is the incendiary timing from Cloud9. It was actually perfect every time VP wanted to make a move. Cloud9 had that, and actually that was quite a rare setup to see, the way that they all gathered around the center of the yard also, which is very cool to see.
Cloud9 seemed to know exactly what Virtus Pro were up to. And you see the way in many of these IV positions they're holding on the CT side. Shroud is towards the Hell position, or he's against the train. He's not really holding it late in the game from Ivy itself, and it seems to be working out. They are protecting the A site. They're fighting from within the A site. It's almost like a diamond formation from the Romans. 3-round lead for Cloud9, despite the strong plays and how prepared they seem to be for Virtus Pro strategy. The score is still tight, but look at this buy from Virtus Pro. An AWP, an AK, a Galil, and 2 Tech 9s. They've got the grenades, but Cloud9 seem ready for the grenades. How can they make this work, Virtus Pro?
Grenade out.
Automatic, the one in Pop Dog this time for Cloud9. As we have Stewie waiting close down at the bottom of the inner ramp on the B-bomb side. Momentary support from Skadoodle. Quick to be able to rotate here in support of the man Stewie. Nice timing on the smoke grenade there from Stewie. Good intuition. He slows down the Virtus Pro approach. And VP just need to wait now. It's very hard to do anything whilst the smoke is up. That does give Cloud9 more time to get information and to figure out exactly what's going on. And Skadoodle's in a more committed position now at the back of the B yard. And this could be a big difference maker as he looks up high and Stewie looks down low.
Just look at the positioning on A from Cloud9. Nothing towards E-Box. Shroud on the bomb train, looking in the back, just to take for the push. Is ultimately towards B. And again, they are charging the bomb train, but can they win the duels? Barley off to a good start with the Galil. A fan of that one. Nothing though, taking Taz down with a fast pace. We spoke about the timing on those earlier on. The CT's now streaming in. That pass is on the flank. He's right behind them in connector. But can he be effective? You see him just slowly jerking forward. 4 versus 1. Last man standing, and maybe Patch will get that final kill. Maybe hearing him, and there are 2 kills for Shroud now. 1 versus 2. He's got a kit, he's got 20 HP, but he's got in his reload. It's a long way to get to that bomb, and maybe he's going to give it up. Indeed he is. A 5th round on the board for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, really nice round from VP, and they found a really good timing there, just as Cloud9 were beginning to pull out some grenades to toss them in, which actually stopped them from getting at least 1 kill as VP rotated the bomb train. And again, as you said, Bialy just jumping in with the Gila, winning that 1 versus 1 against Automatic is so, is so incredibly crucial. Very highly impactful frag there, and it really enabled VP to take over. And 5 rounds now for them, and if you consider how strong Cloud9 have looked on their defense, VP are still doing so much damage, and they are on 5 rounds, James. Both of these teams are playing really well at the moment.
On the subject of damage, Cloud9 are not looking in good shape at the moment. Virtus Pro are capable of leading this half, moving into the second. 8-7 still possible for them, but for now it's 5-7. They took a second sniper into this round, and it's a Virtus Pro tactical timeout. Again, they've been good at adjusting, realizing where their strats were being exploited. Can they adjust yet further? Double AWPs on an anti-eco round. Not the most ideal situation. Can provide a lot of awkward scenarios. But they have three AKs around those snipers. Let's see how they do.
It can be quite scary sometimes. Definitely takes a team as masterful as VP to really make a double AWP setup sing on the T side. But we can definitely trust VP to find a way to make it work. And Shroud is the man with the rifle, as you can see on Ali. Will there be a push timing here? There goes the flashbang. Does actually catch Pasha, but he's able to fall back here. Going for the repeat. Another flashbang in front of Pasha. So there's some presence information there for the VP side as they start to concoct a plan. As you said, it's very hard with the AWPs, or 2 AWPs against Ecos. You want to be quite dynamic, you want to move quickly, which is sort of the opposite of the AWP in some cases. But again, in the hands of men such as Pasha and Snacks, they can use those as if they were shotguns.
So Virtus Pro, seeing that action towards Ivy, rotated the players in main towards the B bomb site. So it seems that they've read that Cloud9 are likely to have stacked the A site. And they are correct. That's 1 point on the Family Game Show scoreboard as the family of Virtus Pro move in to the B bomb site. Everybody just holding for Cloud9. And once they realize it's B, do they even rotate in that direction? Or do they try to avoid giving more money away to Virtus Pro? Well, it seems they're going to have 2 players head towards the flank, and Cloud9 will try to see what they can get out of this round.
Yeah, some exits, maybe steal a weapon away should VP go hunting. And again, there's no real need for them to hunt in this round. They don't really want to take a risk at losing multiple players and having their economy so impacted. Although, no, in fact, even though there's only a few rounds left, they have double orbs. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to risk anything at this case. The bomb will explode. There's 1 frag. I was hoping we see 10 players alive at the end of the round. Ooh, nothing. Oh, back here. No. Kept off for him. No much.
Credit to Virtus Pro. You know, teams feel compelled to exit bomb sites no matter what the situation, and in many cases you don't need to exit a bomb site to save. And you see Virtus Pro, they don't want to put themselves in a situation where they might be close quarters with pistols. For example, on good old Dust 2, if you do a default plant, you can stand by the car and you won't die if you have full health, or even like, I don't know, 80 health, for example. There are, just think about...
On the B-bomb site, you mean?
On the B-bomb site, sorry, yes. Actually, if you plant a default on A, you would die from the car position on A. But that's enough about Dust 2. It is in the past now. It's history. Unless you're on a 3-4 deathmatch server. 1 round lead now for Cloud9. This looks good. They've had momentum, but it's all fallen away. UMP on Stewie 2K.
It is a good weapon to play these close ranges, especially around the positions he likes. The bomb train on B, as the running accuracy on that gun is pretty good, and nothing could be playing a dangerous game here. We'll have to see how deep he'll commit. It looks like all the way, and he will be all the way dead. Bialy, ready, waiting, and willing. We've got a 4-man situation for Cloud9 now. Do they want to respond with some aggression, or do they want to just hold here, play a more a setup that's better at rotating between the bomb sites, or potentially stack 1? Lots of options here. That's an option too. Skadoo will shoot Snacks in the face with his AWP.
That was Taz's support. Taz, the bomb carrier, in main now on his own. If he gets picked off, what happens to this round? There are 40 seconds on the clock, so there's still time for error correction, but you see the awkward potential Jules. Shroud just around the corner, giving Pasha a false sense of security. The CTs know that it's not going to, they will position themselves accordingly, but maybe Skadoodle's made a mistake. Shroud, what can he do? Maybe Pasha doesn't realise that the CT's there, but no, he's expecting one, and he'll get punctured as well, like a football by angry parents. 2 versus 4. Stewie now moving towards Ivy, but Pasha is seeking more. Stewie falling down just at the right time. Now, Automatic still in the B bomb site, and now he's alone. Doesn't seem like he was going for anything there. Stewie got some damage in, but couldn't save the weapon, and Neo's on the hunt.
Yeah, this is a great comeback from VP into this one to generate some momentum, and obviously, you know, get all that money from Cloud9, putting the pressure on. And now they've tied everything, and again, if you looked at how Cloud9 were able to start it, obviously VP with the initial win of the pistol and able to string those initial 3 rounds together, then Cloud9, it just looked so good into their buy rounds, so strong at defending more or less everything and reading the situation. It was looking like it could have been a very dominating half from them, but instead we see that power of VP. We see the VP that is a team that so often can perform in a legendary manner at these big tournaments, at the biggest tournaments, at the biggest stages, and they are trying to win this one map to get to the biggest stage in their home country, no less.
Great timing for Bialy too, yeah.
The forearm, that's all he saw.
Yeah, man. Great timing for Bialy to be in the Pop Dog again. It's been more or less abandoned for Virtus.pro, by Virtus.pro rather. Cloud9, they haven't taken possession of Pop Dog every round, but enough rounds. Maybe that theory will make up, who knows. It's the last round of the first half, and Cloud9 will be at the extremes, at the perimeter of what is possible with buys. Not much going on at the moment. Some arid landscape at the edges, and the edges get sharper, and nothing. First to go.
Pasha's been really on point so far with this AWP. He's scary when he's in this kind of mode. We all know his star power. And there is another one. Pasha, how many will he make it this round? Again, it can be awkward against these UMPs and pistols close range, but Pasha taking the fight to them with the sniper rifle. Although eventually he'll go down, but he's done enough of a job here into this A site to enable his entire team to walk through the hole he's created. Stewie can't do anything there, and it's going to be VP actually finishing with the better score in the first half. 8-7. Who the hell knows where this game's going to go?
Yeah, the VP fans will be really happy with that. Wasn't the most spectacular start after winning the pistol. From the buy round onwards, things got difficult for Virtus.pro, but they lead at half time. 7 rounds on the CT side. Is that enough for Cloud9? Opportunity knocks for both teams, and it starts with the pistol.
Thank you.
Game will soon be unpaused. Molotov and the high explosive grenade. Purchased by Skadoodle. He's gone to the shop. What are those shops called in Grand Theft Auto where you buy stuff? You don't play that, do you?
No, I played like the first one when it came out, and that was basically it.
Bloody hell, man.
Let's copy.
Yeah, I was very young. Probably too young to be playing it, to be honest, at that point.
And many of us were. Many of us were. Well, those are the only grenades for Cloud9. VP had a 3-man grenade strat on their pistol round. Looks like Cloud9 will be going for something more simple. 5-man on the road. It's a pilgrimage towards the B bomb site, one by one being forced by the Cloud9 players, but that's the first kill. And the second one.
Yeah, that's great work. Good dink there from Automatic. He does create a really awkward situation for VP now. Despite being a man up, they have 2 players deeply in the reds. And oh, Shroud gets caught on the reload. Very bad timing. Another player in the red now, and finished off by Automatic, but he's now alone, looking to try to win this 1 versus 3. Seems like it cannot be done here. Great positioning on top of the train there from Pasha, as it will be the round here for VP. Another pistol won by the Polish side, giving themselves the best of opportunities to win this match against Cloud9 and eliminate them from the major.
If you are coming to Krakow to witness the live event and you're a fan of Virtus.pro, the official local chant will be Virtus.pro, but will they make it there? 9-7. You can't really tell just yet. 2 to 2,300 for the most part on these Cloud9 players. Nothing slightly higher with 26. No force buy in this round. A Deagle will be acquired by Automatic. Not much else apart from a flashbang on nothing. So we'll see what Cloud9 can get done. We've seen colossal damage done with mere USPs so far in this tournament, so count no one out in any round.
And I think the play here is for there to be distractions to Automatic and get something with his team. He's going to get naded and finished off by Snacks. Really good play there from Snacks. Eliminating the, well, the player with the most power to his punch. Deagle now is done. And now it's just going to be a run into a bomb planting scenario, but it will just be like shooting fish in a barrel. Ooh, Shroud made it. He made it all the way, but yeah, that gets the bomb down. So that's success, James. That is success. That was the mission. They accomplished the mission, but they didn't get any of the side quests along the way in getting some kills.
He did make it indeed. How does that song go? Something we made it?
I don't know, mate. Then that didn't really help. There's no melody there or anything. So you might want to work on that.
I shall do that. 3 rounds between the 2 sides. It's buy time for Cloud9. Mostly on 5k. The AK is coming out and the grenades. Full grenades for the chaps. Virtus.pro with an interesting selection of guns. Snacks with the MP9. Pasha with the Mag 7. Mag 7 a legit buy if you're going towards Pop Dog. Pasha, of course, going towards the IB position with it. Why not? Pasha is capable of a great many things, including a solo push through Ivy with a smoke down, but there are no T's there. The CTs, and it won't go in their favour. Cloud9 surely will move in towards B, but Neo there, good timing, or is it bad? Taking a shot in the face from Nothing.
Yeah, very focused Nothing, looking for that peak. Seemed very ready. Neo trying to find a good timing where they'd bunch up, not be looking in that position. But again, extreme cognizance there from Mr. Nothing, and we'll see the Mag 7 of Pasha slowly work his way in towards the flank, but Yali doing some work here on the monster. He is alone in this position. Gets himself a second one. A chance for a reload, but down to 20 health. And he's caused so much distraction that now maybe Pasha can hit the round tip immediately. Oh, misses the first shot, but the second's good. It lands on his target, which is the head of Skadoodle. But there's one more head to be sent to be Yarn. It won't be Shrouds. It will be Pasha's instead. And that's the round for Cloud9. It went so close. Very tense stuff there.
I wonder if Pasha had to take that shot immediately with the Mag 7. Who knows what might have happened.
Oh, the crouch.
Slight delay, but so close. Great grenade as well. Great timing from Pasha. He did as much as he could in that situation. And Pasha, he's been watching every single match. We've seen him in the restaurant and the hotel every day with his phone out, watching the matches. And now he's on the AWP. 2-round lead for Virtus Pro. It's a tight game so far. Skadoodle with just a Tech 9 at the moment. He wants that AWP. He's hungry for it.
The old trick there is make you look away as you drop down and shoot the guy in the face.
Grenade out.
Old but gold for Cloud9 to get the early advantage. And there's not actually almost any utility on VP. They basically just have 2 flashbangs, a smoke, and an incendiary. That is with well over a minute left. That's going to be a lovely situation for Cloud9 because that means that when they come in with their initial grenades, VP won't really have much to counter those grenades. And VP will have to rely on great teamwork and great shots, and that's going to be tough against Cloud9, especially now that they have the man advantage and all the space as well to set up this triple-pronged attack onto A. Or is that even going to be the play? They are checking in here as well.
Oh, they faked you as well, Dan.
Yeah, I'm getting faked.
They faked you as well. Shroud and Automatic moving towards the B bomb site. Virtus Pro thirsty for kills, but perhaps there's too much sugar in the great drink. Stewie, what is his play going to be a bit later on? The kills coming in from both sides, but the red crimson is with Cloud9. Kills continue, but the bomb, can it get planted? Does he have the confidence to do it? Not just yet. Maybe Taz was heard, but he's moved back. He's with Snacks towards Connector. Stewie about pop-up for the time being. Taz not quite hitting the mark just yet. Nothing and Stewie still in the red. Taz moving forward now. Nice 1v1. Nothing forced around the corner. Going back and he can't do anything about it. It's down to Stewie. 14 HP against 2 M4s. They don't know where he is just yet. Snacks has got so many angles to hold. Stewie not believing that they're committed to the defuse. Snacks on a low ground now. Maybe he doesn't have an angle. Swapping the Snacks has got a defuse. Get Taz ready. The B bomb site player shooting Stewie straight in the face. 11 rounds for Virtus Pro.
You have to love the patience from Taz with that M4 of his. Playing around the site, getting himself 3 kills, knowing exactly when to disengage, exactly how to re-peek, the right timings. And that is the kind of experience you have on this team. Taz, Neo, I mean, all of Virtus Pro, incredibly experienced. Always very calm in the most intense situations. VP now 3 rounds ahead. It's a very tight game. It can still go either way, but it is definitely VP with quite the advantage. It's going to be a situation for Cloud9 where perhaps they wonder about maybe throwing in a buy there, but they really should go for the save, I think. And VP, they don't have any money, as we can see there on the lovely overlay from PGL. So just a half buy here from Cloud9.
Not even sure if it's
Yeah, it's very. Yeah.
Stewie's bought some bits and bobs, but there's not much. There's not much going on at the flea market. There's not much going on. It's mostly tap, remote controls for TVs you don't have, that kind of thing. Individual shoes, no pairs. Maybe some CDs, some bad music. Covers of course. Not the originals. Stewie, where are you going, sir? Stewie's in B. Stewie is inside the B bomb site. He's looking for his close quarters engagements. In the meantime, he will pepper, but Taz will make a mistake.
And they don't really have any, well, that much in the way of weaponry to do this. They've got nothing still alive with the only utility that they had bought on this round. And they can use that single smoke grenade to get down onto the B bomb site. They can toss it down the ramp, which should help to cover them as they make the great cross all the way to the B site itself, on the, well, the B bomb train that is. However, you can always lose members with the spray if Taz decides to do so. But a very deep smoke one's connected there. I like that one. Taz, though, finding himself one player on the high ground, does great damage. Watches for the cross. He knows that's more important. Does get the bomber. Again, showing such great knowledge from Taz. Great experience. And now it's nothing just to get some damage in here. That's a nice connection there onto Taz. Is nothing going to find a way to do yet more here?
The bomb is exposed. He has no choice but to go for it with low time. Taz doing great work. And I just noticed that VP are favouring the silenced M4s for the most part. It could be map dependent. They are long ranges. It can make it harder to identify where you are being shot from. It's all silenced M4s with the AWP of Pasha. We have seen a motion towards the M4A4, so maybe it's map dependent. We will find out. Cloud9 with 4 AKs, the AWP, Skadoodle naked once again. Now he's on the T side. Grenades could be a problem. And indeed there are some Molotovs, but he's safe for now. Snacks though, he's making his way towards Ivy. He's almost all the way through. Nothing is there, but so is a smoke. They will be separated by the sinister balls. No tracers for Snacks, but every third bullet, nothing will give away his position.
Well, the pressure on nothing here. This is awesome. You very rarely see an aggressive boost like this from the CTs in this kind of a position with a forward smoke in that spot. Doesn't catch anything though, as no one was playing towards the T spawn. Of course, nothing is much closer than that in the middle, but VP know when to give it up, and they will retract from the alley position back in towards the A site, and that's where Cloud9 are finding a timing to creep in now. We see Skadoodle with a forward position, looking for the first opener to give Cloud9 a way into this bomb sites and into this round, as Automatic also with Skadoodle has found himself a really forward position here. There's lots of potential for Cloud9 to open things up.
Snacks though, he will be the can opener at the moment. The bomb's down outside the main, and there are 35 seconds remaining for Cloud9, so someone's going to have to rotate and pick it up. That's going to be Nothing, who was still holding a position towards Ivy, and now Snacks is holding an angle that Strad was doing in the first half. There were almost 4 players though for Virtus in the B bomb site. They've been sold a fake as a forgery, and now they've got to force their way back into A as the bomb is about to go down.
Snacks looking for the plant there. It's not Ali side, right at the front of the bomb train, as Snacks will be able to gun down Nothing, and the rest of Cloud9 taking more passive positions towards Popdog and main. It's going to work out there for Skadoodle, but the flank is coming, and looks like it will be Mr. Shroud here to watch for that flank, but will he be distracted here? Will the timing go the way of Taz? Looks like it doesn't matter. It's Pasha doing all the damage once again. Pasha having such a performance here with this AWP today, and that's another round, a crucial round for Virtus Pro. They're on 13 now, 3 away from making the quarterfinals here at this major in Krakow.
I don't know how Virtus Pro just won that round. 2 smokes were deployed towards B, and there were 4 Virtus Pro players in the B bomb site. Somehow they make that rotation work for them. It was a great play from Cloud9, but ultimately Pasha just too strong, biceps all over the place, crushing skulls with one arm. 5 round lead for Virtus Pro, only pistols for Cloud9. Virtus Pro, they know they're close.
Yeah, I think it's beginning to get a bit desperate for Cloud9 in that sense. Going with a faster play, but into Pasha. The grinder at the moment with his AWP will win one shot but falls back. Can get another one, and they try to bait him. Again has cover of teammates. And Snacks will eat up the rest of the Cloud9 offensive there, and it's going to be another on the board for Virtus Pro. 14-2 away. They are so close, and Cloud9 must feel so far away.
It's the height of summer, but that plow runs 24/7. Rain or shine, snow or meadows, flowers, whatever. Just crushing everything. You like flowers? No, there's a plow. You like snow? No, there's a plow. Plow, plow, plow. But Cloud9, they are 6 rounds down. They don't got snow momentum, but they've got guns. Automatic quickly in towards A again. Snacks has put a stop to these kind of shenanigans previously, and he's taking big damage. Automatic. 37 health. He's seen nothing. He's seen no one. Look at these forward smokes. Talk about map control. Look at that. That is next level. When do you see this?
Deploying flashbang.
Oh, again, we're going to see this. Oh, my goodness gracious me. So close to making that one. And look at the damage that has been received by Cloud9. Automatic has to make a play here. They're slowly withering away in this round to the aggressions of Virtus Pro. As we'll see now, Automatic tossing in all the grenades. And Cloud9, they're ready to do it. Looking for the first entry for VP. They've got 4 players around the bomb train. Once again, it's down to the Chaos. Who will be the master of said Chaos? It's Bialy to get the first kill. Traded is the rest of the Cloud9 lineup. Somehow putting their way onto the bomb train.
Nothing but dueling. It's almost Team DM at the moment on the train, on A site. Nothing is absolutely denied. There's no for Cloud9. This is turning into bedlam. It's Chaos. And the Chaos is working the way of Virtus Pro. Aries, God of War. They are just getting stronger round by round. Taking Ivy away. Cloud9 trying to make something work, but they can't get their Chris J on in the A bomb site. Struggling to find any kills. Match point, many of them for Virtus Pro. They are so close to the arena here in Krakow.
The Pasha is so strong right now with the AWP. You can tell he's absolutely feeling it at the moment. Some of these flick shots and the confidence to be so fast in these awkward positions where you're still jumping around and moving and you've got the slimmest of angles, but yet he's still so fast, still so accurate and impactful here for VP as they rest on match point now, and all they have to do is close the game. Cloud9 not going to go down without a fight though. A fast play into the A site perhaps as they come in from Popdog and T-Main looking for the first approach, and there it is. Nothing will get them. Lots of snacks and Pasha's down. Surely a great opportunity. Indeed it is. Cloud9 with another frag. Just 2 left here for the Virtus Pro side.
They've got the nuclear codes, Cloud9, and they are firing on all cylinders. Nothing but mushrooms around the train sites. Both sides, everywhere. Mushrooms all over the place. Taz can't see anything but smoke, wondering what's happened to his teammates. But there's no need for alarm. Cloud9 make it to 9. No need to look for alarm on the Virtus Pro side, but alarm bells have got to be ringing for Cloud9. They can make no more mistakes.
And the annoying thing for VP too is that despite some of their successes here in the second half, they haven't really built much money, generally speaking. So if there is to be this comeback from Cloud9, then we won't see buy upon buy upon buy for VP. I think they've got a good 1 or 2 left in them before their money's crushed. In fact, just one actually, and it's not even going to be every player with, you know, that kind of around $5-6K mark. It's just 3 of them. So Cloud9 have that potential to bring this back and get that momentum, but again, VP so good at the moment. So many tactics and strategies to bring to bear against the Cloud9 side, who are trying their best to make this comeback a reality.
VP can chill now. They can get into crappy pop highlights, but they are not going to rest at all. 2 kills from Neo. 2 AK picked up. Cloud9 have got to move quickly. The bomb is outside main. Nothing is going to retrieve it on his own. They've got no idea if CTs are here, so he's going to have to be careful. He's going to have to play slow, and while he does that, Virtus Pro can reposition. Going all the way back to T-spawn, CT spawn, with 2 players. Bialy will hold the other side of the A site. Bialy and Popdog. If Neo goes towards Ivy, then the T's can't plant the bomb, but no. Neo will stay close to CT spawn, and nothing can get the bomb down with automatic and Pop.
Yeah, very, very scary situation, but it does seem to be stabilized here for Cloud9, as VP will take those AKs indeed into the next rounds. I doubt Cloud9 are all that interested in really playing for the hunt. Gotta love that music there by the radio. Classic, James, it's a classic.
Banging tunes. as the man then might say, I don't know, like 15 years ago. Not anymore.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know what they say these days.
Yeah.
What do the man them say now? Tweet me. Well, I need my education.
There it is, 10th round on the board for Cloud9, 5 away from getting that overtime and pressing that big red reset button against Virtus Pro.
1 round. 1 round for the Poles. They saved 2 AKs. What if one of these AKs makes the difference over the M4? That one shot to the head and dead. Is that what takes Virtus Pro over the line in this round? Or can Cloud9 continue to mark the march to overtime? Again, it's been a bumpy road, a difficult road for Cloud9. Virtus Pro, for the most part, kept their heads pretty calm, pretty level-headed in this tournament so far, in this week. Taz still playing the B bomb site alone. Neo moving through connector just in case there's a fast play towards B, but it won't be. They look dead set on the A site. Stewie taken down early.
That is not a good sign for the Cloud9, to say the least. The double orb at work for VP, and so far successful. Cloud9, what is the plan for them? What is the call? It's make or break. VP, though, they've expended all utility. There is a single smoke left and nothing else. They've got 3 kits, though, and you can see Snack's watching for those aggressive positions that have been very commonly favoured by the likes of Automatic, actually, in this train match. And he's been punished multiple times by VP, showing their level of preparedness coming into this affair against the American side. The tension here for Cloud9, down a man, setting up the play into A.
They've got no smokes. How do they get out of main? The firing squads are ready, but Automatic is having none of it. With the kill with Barney, packed up and smashed up on the side. Making for CT spawn. Tap still in B. The trades continue. Ducking, but he can't hide from Automatic. Another 2 kills from him. He's finally going to go down with a 3K. Skadoodle and nothing. And again, the IV position becomes so important. That's where Neo is. As towards connector, makes it really hard for Skadoodle to maneuver, leaving nothing alone. It's nothing between Virtus Pro and playoffs.
Can he do it, though? All the experience as much as the veterans of VP, but no! It's going to be Virtus Pro, the home team, in front of the home crowd, live on Friday at the Toron Arena here at the PGL Major. What a fantastic display of Counter-Strike, of discipline, of mental fortitude from the Polish side. So many will be happy, but still, so many will be heartbroken. Cloud9, sadly, eliminated.
Pretty tense match here, no matter who you are supporting there, but with Virtus Pro being the home team, perhaps it was inevitable, but boy did they take the difficult route to get there. Virtus Pro finally making it to the playoffs. Automatic, Stewie, their first major has come to a close. And again, it's been a difficult road for the side, but they've shown themselves well today. They had some nice strats. You see how happy he is for Taz. He wants to play for his countrymen, and he will.
And this is the Virtus Pro that people fear, when Patch is firing off, when you have a team that's, I mean, they care so much, obviously, about the major. That's what it's all about to this group of veterans. That's when you get to see the hunger in their eyes once again, and that's when you get to see very scary performances.
Over to the desk, Paul.
That really got Cloud9 caught up in the moment, right? Because you saw a lot of mistakes kind of spiral in that first half. There was a lot of times where they were peeking without flashes, or they were wide peeking when maybe they should have been jiggle peeking or jumping to, you know, it just seemed like maybe that was VP's plan to make it seem like a quick game, and that would sucker in the Cloud9 guys, and that's kind of what it felt like to me.
And yeah, I mean, they got off to an okay start, right? I mean, 7-4 up, CT side's okay. It's not brilliant, but it's okay on train. Could have gone on to 11-4 from there, and then suddenly VP just go into another gear.
And it was round 12, basically, where everything turned. That was the round where VP decided to force up. Snacks had an AWP, but the rest of the team was on Tech 9s, UMPs. They go for that inner bomb side. They get good timings while C9 was throwing their nades. They win that round, and that was like, they knew that they were pressuring C9's economy. C9 after that, they go into a force buy of their own, then it's an eco, and that really makes it possible for VP to win all the remaining rounds and go into an 8-7 half. If they lose that round, it's probably 11-4 for Cloud9, and then we have a whole different story. And you have to remember also Cloud9 lost both pistols in a best of one. If they could only get one of the two, a bit more momentum coming into the beginning of the half, we would for sure have a much closer game.
Yeah, until they got to that point where they did, break their economy in that first half, we saw so many bomb plants, right? And that's the thing, there were so many after plant situations. Even if, there wasn't a lot of frags going on for the VP guys, they were still getting the bomb down, still like stimulating the economy. I think we had like 10 after plant situations, maybe a few in there were like eco plants and stuff, but that means, VP were having the penetration to actually get to the point of getting the bomb down, whereas Cloud9, they didn't really have the same impact, I think.
Yep. Taz is waiting for us in the player area, so let's bring him in right now. Taz, congratulations. Just put into words, if you can, for me, what this means to go through the quarterfinals on home soil.
I think it's a relief, mainly, the only word that I can think about.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a struggle for us, so it's a nice feeling that we'll finally be able to play with the crowd. It's not even our home crowd, but to play for a crowd, so
well,
it's really good.
You're certainly
nice.
going to do that. What do you make of the performance that you've put together over these 5 games? Because it looked, to start with, that you went 2-0. It looked like you were cruising into the quarterfinals, but it's been a lot tougher, isn't it?
I think it's something which you could see earlier when we were in a slump, like last year, I think. Where we had to win Star Ladder to actually feel comfortable, and after winning Star Ladder we actually started to play really good Counter-Strike. Before that we were very shaky, so at the moment it's the same stadium for me. We are very shaky. You can see great results, you can see that we are winning some aim duels, then you can see that we are losing some terrible aim duels and playing really bad tactically, right? But I think that maybe the best of 3 will shake up for us, and maybe this is the spark we need.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because JW said to us, and Olof also pointed out, that he feels their team are a better team in a best of 3, and especially with the veto system and playing in front of a crowd. Do you feel the same?
I hope so, definitely. I always thought that we are a better team when it's best of 3. I thought that we are always better team when it's crowd and when it's high pressure. That's why I told my guys that it's strange, but now after we are 2-2, we are like 1 game out of elimination. Everyone is like so focused. Everyone is like so sure that we are going to win, and it wasn't an easy game, not by a long shot, but we just felt a lot more comfortable in the situation we've been now, close to elimination, than before.
Okay. Sponge, Janko, questions?
Yeah, I've got a question about actually your game against North, because you guys, it seemed like you had that game and it kind of slipped through your fingers with a couple of mistakes towards the very, very end in after-plan situations. And it did seem like, there was a heated discussion after the game was over. How difficult was it for you guys to kind of reset mentally after that and to come fresh basically into the decider game versus Cloud9?
Starting from the end, actually it was a lot easier to just reset, because we were very angry. It's good for us that we had to play 2 games in a row today, not in a row, but one game and the same day, because that just gave us the extra spark, gave us the anger we needed to actually perform better when it actually counts. About Nord game, what can I say? We messed up big time. I felt like we were having control when we were winning 7-2 City. We knew exactly what they were going to do. Snacks even called what they are going to do. Look out for it. They did this strat on A, I think, or I don't remember now. But he called the strat, and they did it. Next round, he said the same. Like, he called the strat. They did it. They won it. So this was pretty, bad from our side. Then we started T side, and it wasn't looking too pretty, but we had 5 against 3. We have 5 against 3, and again the call is wait, there will go for us. We didn't wait, we lost 2 guys, then it's 3v3, and we made really bad play on B, especially me. I didn't go straight to the guy, and then I didn't kill him. I was playing with my nades, thinking about config with up, right? But it just felt that config. Still a pussy. But the thing is that I just felt that 3 last rounds of the game, we just gave it away, like a big way.
Well, in this match, I'm just curious, you guys started really fast on your anti-ecos, right? Was that something to get you guys in the game quicker so you could take a lot of duels? Or was that because that like this kind of match for Cloud9, they're quite shaky and they were going to get flustered?
I think it was the feeling, we just went with the feeling. We had good spawns, we have different setups for this kind of rounds, but at this moment we just thought, okay, let's go, let's shake all these nerves away, let's do just some fast push, try to gain some momentum, right? And it worked for us. We gained momentum even though we lost some rounds, we were still very sure, and we were talking, we weren't angry, we weren't going down on each other and stuff like that. We were just thinking how to play and how to win more rounds.
Great to see you guys back in some good form.
Yeah, very good indeed.
Let's wait for something better.
Well, we'll definitely see you in the arena. We'll definitely see you in the quarterfinals. And Taz, I just wanted to give you this as well. You've also broken a record. I don't know if you're aware of this. You're now the oldest ever player to play in the quarterfinals. Congratulations, mate.
I hope you made it till the end of the event, man.
I knew there was something coming back. I wouldn't expect anything less of you, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us. Go and get some rest, and we'll see you in the quarterfinals. Taz, obviously, with Virtus.pro. Very happy Virtus.pro, obviously, having made it through on home soil, or as rather he said, just in front of a crowd for a change. So, obviously very happy, and they should be, because they play well in this game. Yeah,
I think, everybody had their moments. We had Bialy early. He was having a lot of impact. Then, I guess, as the later portions of the game trickled in, Pasha was having a lot of impact with that AWP. Taz towards the inner bomb site. He had that huge round. I think it was like a 3K, and that was not a turning point, but their money could have been broken there, and it might have got a bit shakier. So everyone contributed, and I think the confidence in the way that they're approaching the game is the big takeaway for me.
Okay, Janko, just finish up for us, would you, on Cloud9 and where they go from here?
Yeah, it's very crushing for Cloud9 because the past couple of events, they've really improved as a team. You could see how that slower play style that they were talking about, that they need to work on that. They've become better at that as well. Just unfortunate that here, they have to face VP in elimination game, and in some of the crucial rounds, they weren't on point. Sometimes the mid-round calls weren't, as they should have been, weren't on point, and a couple of maybe individual mistakes in some of the reset rounds. But it's very unfortunate for Cloud9. Still, just keep on working, and they've been on the rise recently.
Yeah, not far away at all, and such slim margins are what matches are decided on, indeed, what legends are decided on. Virtus.pro, they become legends once more as they go through to the quarterfinals. Next up, as we head towards a break, it is another battle, the 33rd and final game of the group stage, and it'll decide the fate of a team looking to return back to the legendary status, and one team who are here for the first time.
Coming up next, Flipside versus Immortals.
and welcome back to the PGL Major here in Krakow. We're on day number 4 and we're right at the end of the group stages. Our 33rd and final group stage match is just around the corner, and it features 2 teams who are going for very different records indeed. Immortals here in their first ever major, searching for their first ever top 8. Flipside, on the other hand, they've been there before, maybe not last time, but they know what it means to be a legendary team, and they're aiming to get back into the top 8 once more. Two teams of very contrasting styles as well. Good job we've got 2 contrasting analysts on the desk. Then Sponge and Yanko are back with us.
Yanko's ready to trigger me. I can see it.
He might.
I can see it.
Let's start by talking about Flipside and their double AWP setups, Yanko.
Yeah, I think coming into this matchup, you might think that
he can't do it.
He's so wasted, right? He's like, oh no!
I mean, you come into this and you're like, look at the Mortals, have Henny, have KNG, strong double AWP setup, but then you look over towards the side of Flipside, Flipside side of things,
and here it comes,
and you have the mighty Markelov to support World Edit. And you can't beat that. You can't beat the world's best player like in 1.6 and play for the best team.
Chad, do you agree?
Yes, I do. Let's move on. Are we staying with Flipside?
Yeah, we're staying with Flipside,
so,
and the double AWP out.
The tactical prowess that we saw coming out from them on the Mirage game they had earlier, where they really based a lot of their strategies
it's really
off
going
of
to help their double AWP setup.
That well-drilled A execute, which they faked off later. I think that was something really nice to see coming out from this team. The problem is when you're going up against a squad like Immortals, who play a very erratic brand of Counter-Strike, they're not going to let you get away with those executes.
What Chad's trying to say, for some of you who are not as versed in the English language as the native speakers are, is that Immortals, with their loose and erratic style, it's the only way they can defeat the double AWP setup of Flipside. They have to create chaos so the Flipside cannot know what's going on.
All right, I think you've tortured him enough now. You've tortured him enough. He really isn't on the Markelov AWPing train, and I don't think we're going to convert.
I mean, with these teams, it's a matter of a clash of styles, right? Yeah. Flipside, obviously, a more regimented and coordinated squad. The system of Blade is what everyone falls in line for. Immortals, on the other side of things, much more loose, much more explosive and flamboyant. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to whether they are going to be on point individually and in terms of aim as well, whether they can get those entry kills, because if not, Flipside is going to have the system and the team play that's going to be able to shut Immortals down.
Yeah, Chad, do you feel like this whole clash is like, which one works? Do Flipside cope with the erratic playstyle of Immortals, or does Immortals cope with the strategy of Blade? Do you know what I mean? It's like, which one bows first?
I think it's just Flipside have to be able to mitigate the aggression, right? If they can stop the aggression, then they should win, in theory, right? But the Immortals guys can still be flashy mid-round and in after-plant situations. We saw that on Overpass yesterday with KNG and Henny retaking the B bomb site with 2 AWPs. It's just, was that today? Why does that feel like yesterday?
That was earlier today.
They played,
No, wait, no, that was yesterday.
You talking about the SK game?
Or,
they played
Navi yesterday.
Yeah, that was Navi yesterday.
No, that could have been earlier today. Who knows? But yeah, so I think that Flipside is going to be very map dependent in the sense of sometimes some maps, obviously if we get to like a cobblestone or something, the CT aggression isn't going to be as noticeable, right? But if we end up on a map like Train where they can push up low ramp, they can be pushing into T mid, they can be pushing Ivy. Mirage is another good example. That's where it just is Flipside. How can they deal with that? And what is the game plan that Blade has in place to deal with that? Because we know he tailors his team to a very specific game plan against the opponent.
Yeah, coming into the veto, I think this is where Immortals have the advantage. For Flipside, Cobble, Cash, Inferno, I think have to be the bans. And then for Immortals, their one ban is Nuke, and after that, they can pretty much pick between the other maps. And I feel it's going to be either Overpass or Train here, depending on what Immortals pick. And yeah, they decide to veto Mirage themselves, Nuke, and Overpass. So between Train and Inferno, I really don't see Flipside going for Inferno here.
Yep. Train. Yeah, that makes sense.
And this is the only thing with this is that obviously Immortals get to pick the side. So they will get to start on the CT side, which, weirdly enough, for Flipside isn't the worst thing in the world, because they actually have a good game plan when it comes to T side of Train. We know that they are a very methodical team, so it might be even better for them, because if they get off to a strong start on the weaker side, on the T side, then Immortals might get disheartened to an extent, right? We know how they can get when they don't get hyped emotionally.
That's the problem, isn't it? With the T-side, if you start T-side, it's almost like we've seen some teams actually choose to start T-side because they can kind of frighten the other team and get 7, 8, 9 rounds on the T-side, and it puts so much pressure on the other team when they switch.
It's not what I'd be doing, but yeah, sure, I can understand the rationale
Risky
behind
strategy.
it. Yeah, for sure, right? But a day where you should already be warmed up for it, you should be ready and raring to go. Plus, you prep for this map. I think the scary thing for Flipside is we saw Simple as a space maker against them when they played Na'Vi earlier in the tournament on this map, being able to take a lot of room and find a lot of frags himself if Flipside can't keep all the holes plugged properly, right? And you have space makers like Henny and KNG who are really good at that kind of stuff. KNG more so in the NA minor, in the NA minor. He was making a lot of room with the AK against Cloud9 on this map.
I think this is going to be very similar to the Hellraisers Immortals game we had at the major qualifier as the decider, right? When that game was starting to end slowly, both teams were super scared. You could see the pressure, like a lot of fear in their play, and I think we're going to see something similar here, and that can actually... I think that's more detrimental for Immortals simply because on their T side, they can actually bully Flipside a little bit. Flipside, because of their general lack of firepower within the team, they tend to struggle on CT sides because you can't really, you can only use your team play to an extent on the CT side. You can't hide your players, so to speak. And if Immortals feel the pressure and are not as aggressive in their playstyle as they need to be, that's going to make the CT side easier for Flipside than it usually is.
Zach's obviously decided he's just going to stand in now.
It's like, I can't watch this anymore.
This
is like too stressful standing behind the team. I'm playing. Who would be out?
That's a good question.
Who would you click for Immortals?
Let's not try that game right now.
No one?
Yeah.
No one right now?
No one right now.
No.
No one going into a match like this.
I would kick World Edit from Flipside so that Markelov can be the primary opper.
I knew that was coming.
Just like ZQK was removed from Luminosity so that Fallen can become the primary opera. One day, Chad,
and
that's the day when I will get the final laugh.
You're painting me like I'm a climate change denier or something here in the
You're a Markelov AWPing denier.
No,
that's worse.
Flat Earth. I'm a round Earth shill. It's just within the system of this team, he isn't AWPing, so we don't need to talk about him AWPing.
Right.
We just need to talk about what he does, which is he's fantastic at lurking on certain maps. He knows how to support his teammates, and he's kind of the backbone and the experience of this team. And he has some much younger, less experienced people who he can help through games like this.
All the great characteristics of a secondary opera.
Paul, can you help me, please?
Not really, mate. No, because I'm kind of a paid-up member of the Lurpis Anders Markelov AWPing club.
Right. We forgot this is an Immortals game, so we're going to get like 15 more minutes before they do their huddle. Do you want to talk about any of the previous games, Chad, when he had less time? Something from yesterday, perhaps?
My memory's getting a bit scattered right now.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let these two carry on squabbling because it's fun and I'm going to enjoy watching these two squabbling just as much as I'm going to enjoy this final match of the group stage. So let's head over to our commentary team with Dan and James.
Well, what do you say about that one? That seems to be a bit of a mess at the moment, James, but we can have clarity perhaps. Well, maybe not. It's a hard one to call, right?
Can I just say that we just did an Overwatch case? Not case. I mean, well, yeah, it is a case, isn't it? I was thinking case, but not the other kind of case. So we just, probably
the one with the suspects.
Someone. We're doing our bit for the community, guys. We are doing our bit for the community. Now, back in the talent room, Anders is still here. He has, rumor has it, it's allegedly he has stripped down to his underwear and covered himself in Tiger Balm because he is ready for a Markelov performance on Train.
But will it actually appear, James? Will it appear? I mean, I'm not a believer. Are you a believer in the Anders dream?
Look, man, I don't care what weapon Markelov has.
That's true.
Look at this Immortals team. There's going to be violence going in both directions. I want to see 4 AWPs. There is going to be pain. It's going to be pain for all concerned.
I really do. It's really hard to go one way or the other with this one. I feel like that individual skill and the focus that Immortals are bringing to this stage of the tournament could actually put them over the line. But again, it is insanely hard to call, isn't it? When it comes to these two teams, I'm quite curious if Flipside can make it all the way and just keep upsetting everyone because they keep taking down people's favorites and having great performances. And again, with Flipside, to some extent, it's hard to see or hard to really understand what they're going to bring to the table just because they spent so much time. It's like they went to a cave, James. They were deep in meditation for 3 months. They came out with a new enlightened state, and they're ready to just own everybody. And you just don't know what they're going to come at you with.
I would not want to be in a cave for 3 months, Dan, because it's probably damp. in the cave. Speaking of damp, Tiger Bomb Anders has an inflatable castle and a flipside win. He's going down the slide, boys and girls. He's going down the slide, but Immortals want to be the second Brazilian team to make their way into the playoffs. How far can Immortals go in their first major? Can Flipside stop them? We've seen some great performances from Blade and his team, especially on that match of Mirage, and I would love to see that Flipside turn up to this match of Train. I want to see the most competitive game possible between these two teams. Much rides on the line. Everybody wants to be a legend, Dan. Can't just be you and I.
And I'm worried about the legends that have become the two AWPers of Immortals, man. Like Kianje and Henny. I mean, they could do like colossal damage in this matchup if they find their form here today. If in this highly pressured situation, this highly impactful match, then what is the answer from their opposition? You know, where does the answer lie there if they're just going completely off with the AWPs?
Dude, Henny's been popping like corn in the microwave, man. He has had a good tournament so far, and KNG, obviously the new player to the team, is no slouch with the AWP either. Both are nasty pieces of work, and they like when they can, when it's reasonable, when it's sensible. And sometimes when it's not, they like to go double AWP on the T side, and Train is not the worst map in which to do that. It's going to be a big test for Flipside, but if anybody can find a way to negate, to nullify the strength of Immortals, it's going to be Blade, or he's going to be one of those people. Blade with his dossier of Stratego. Is it his evening? The last qualifying match of the tournament. Immortals starting on the CT side. Gorgeous Sapphire is with us for the last match of the evening. Blade will be a grenade man for Flipside Tactics, starting on the T side. Show me those tactics, Blade.
Yeah, just a single smoke there for Steel for the Immortals side as far as utility goes. The rest opt in to get all of the armors, the Kevlars there. And those USPs very dangerous until you close that distance with those Glocks. Steel playing this bait setup there. Looking to get the frags here. This is really troublesome, though. That setup will have to be abandoned here as well, that it finds himself around the green train. Looking to cause damage. Lucas picked off as well, going aggressive towards Ali. And now this is really in the hands of Flipside. They've got a great advantage to take this A bomb site, but the bomb's still down towards T spawn at the moment.
Yeah, that bomb needs to be collected before Immortals start to put surcharges on it. Nobody moving towards T main, though, for Immortals at the moment. At present, Steel barely present in this round with all of 3 HP. And that kit, if he is to fall, then Immortals will need to bear in mind where that kit is, and it might come into play later. Pistol round, looking for headshots, requiring headshots are both these teams. There goes the decoy, may slow things down, but Steel will eventually drop. So the defuse kit's in the hell position, and Immortals might be in hell when it's 2 versus 4.
And Kianje making his way around the side of the bomb train, unable to make any connections just yet. Henny also struggling to find the connections. The last bullets will do it, though. And another one from Henny all of a sudden as Kianje tries to get his positioning onto the train, but denied ultimately as Henny now is left to do the job with 2 players left. There is a kit somewhere. I wonder if Henny knows where it is. He's got other concerns here. Another nice pop-off there onto Blade with the USP, but time is running out swiftly now for Henny as he turns the corner around the train, looking for the next frag against Electronic there, and perhaps it's all he can do now to save his Kevlar as he starts to run away. It's a long run, and will he survive here?
Throw the Glock away, Henny.
Ooh.
If he throws the Glock away, he will spawn with a USP, and he's not going to do it. Not going to do it. I am slightly sad. There is a tear in my eye. There isn't really. I'm lying. I won't lie to you again. I'm sorry. FYI, if you throw away your stock pistol, you will spawn with a new one in the next round. The pistol round goes to Flipside Tactics. There are some headshots from Henny, but it wasn't enough. From Hen1. Doesn't mind being called Henny.
He said he thinks it sounds kind of cool. I think he even went so far as to say.
I think it does.
Yeah. And you can see that the save of the Kevlar does go quite a long way, especially with all the frags that he got. I did wonder how he would handle his own economy, because he has all that money with all those kills to play with, and he's decided to opt for the not only the scout, but a smoke, a kit, which, well, I think he picked up the kit, but also an HE as well. So he's pretty stacked as far as the force by round is concerned. And you can see the flip side have a lot of UMPs here actually, and a lot of utility too. So I'm sure that we'll see a well thought out and drilled round here from the man Blade for flip side to alleviate some of the tension that comes in rounds when you're up against a force buy.
There you go, the smoke grenades. A flashbang, and another one, but the second one misses the mark, and the CZ will prevail. Well, that it's taken down. What weapon has been collected? It's a UMP, but the push seems to be coming towards B eventually, but it's not really working out for flip side. Waylander in the red, down to 8 HP. They know the bomb is there, and he's got no support. Going for the hero plant, as his team will be late on the rotation. How long can Waylander survive?
How much damage can be done too? It's looking like Lucas will get the frag there and make his way forwards, and AK can be picked up there on the bomb train. Blade going for the play now, the pressure's on as the defuse starts to come in, picks up that AK at the bottom of the ramp, and there goes the Molotov, and that's going to really ruin Lucas's day, or his round at the very least, as now there's no defuse really possible here for the CTs. And there is a kill actually on the defuse at the moment. They've got to be fast here to deny this. Markov's too slow. And that will be the round there for Immortals, stealing things away from Flipside with the force buy and surviving with 3 players. That is fantastic there for Immortals.
I do wonder where the T's were when that bomb was heading towards B, because they seem to be over towards the main area, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the replay will show us, okay, it's quite deep in, so we can't see, but that's a disaster for Flipside, and a great round from Immortals in the end. 3 players surviving as well, and they will take weapons into the next round. You see Steel is already super hyped. He's mad hyped, as the Brazilians always are on the Immortals team. It's great to watch. It's great to hear at the offline qualifier. Our room was next door. The talent chill-out room was next door to where the team were playing. So
our room was reverberating, James.
We could hear we could feel the vibrations. We could hear the screams and the slams from some players who didn't have such a good tournament. 2 AKs in round number 3 for the CT side.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane, isn't it? Considering that they previous round was a force buy, but it was so successful for them in KNG. KNG with the first kill onto Blade, drawing first blood, but there's much more blood to be had now as Flipside are discovered towards the alley position. Kanji waiting patiently with his AK, and the bomb will be recollected by Mr. World at it, but they are not long for this world until the next round in which they respawn. So here it is, 2 rounds for Immortals, 1 for Flipside, and it's a great start here for Immortals. It doesn't really get better than this from like a value perspective. You crush the force buy, you reset the other team, and you pick up all the guns as well. So if Immortals are able to win this round against Flipside, they start to really get a big advantage, and we see the first AWP of, I'm sure, many to come.
Only 3-0 for the time being. KNG will continue with the scout. May look to pick up a second AWP later if Flipside are able to afford one, but right now that may not be the case. Henny finding a gap around the Molotov, but the flashbang is there for Flipside. They come prepared to the Flipside tactics team. Now we may see the run boost, or even a simple jump to the other side of Ivy. 2 players around Ivy for the CT team. KNG can take some pot shots, but that will give the clue away to Flipside that a scout is in play, and it's in that position. 3 players run connector for the CT side. Just waiting. Flipside waiting as well, perhaps for Immortals to use more of their utility, and Immortals, they've got a fair amount left. 3 smoke grenades at the minute mark for the CTs.
It's all about positioning and finding the right timing here for Flipside as they start to make their way into these forward spots. And these grenades are important for the Immortals side, for the CT defense, to stagger the push. That's really how you best deal with a triple-pronged attack. Find ways to smoke off one angle and make sure that they can't coordinate, as which they will be trying to do so now. It's going to go well here for the Flipside tactics team as Markov gets the first kill, but they have sustained so much damage here, and there will be ripe targets for Lucas as he sweeps in for a 2K with the M4.
20 seconds remain. Still a CT in the Ivy position. How does the bomb go down? The bomb is down on the floor, and Waylander's got to find it. He's on his own. Lucas towards Ivy, Bolts in connector. There's nowhere to start the bomb safely, and Bolts will win the duel. Very difficult times for Waylander and the flip side early on in Train, the last match of the evening. Fighting for the last spot in the playoffs. A big opportunity for both these teams to make it to legend status. Flipside would love it to guarantee their place in the next major. Immortals, after so many struggles to get to this major, maybe it would be a weight off their backs. They continue 3-1, putting Flipside on pistols. P250s are out for the entire side. Not often you see a 5 P250 buy. We don't even have a name for that. P1250. How about that?
That can be a work in progress. But that will do for now. It's a placeholder. Kianji not a placeholder though. He's very much a solid part of this defense with high impact. Lots of M4 fire there rained upon the Flipside members as they charge in with no Kevlar and likely no hope. And indeed, everybody's surviving for Immortals despite 3 being deeply in the red. That's very much a welcomed fact for Immortals. Their money is getting quite awesome at the moment. We're going into round 6 and they are all pretty much around between $5 to $6K apart from just Steel. Well, poor Steel, and only $2,200. But the economy is booming for the Brazilians. But will the AWP be booming here for Henny? Because we've got a lot of nades here for Flipside, and I'm sure we are going to see those nades put to good use.
It's a nice flash towards Ivy, but it will give the position away for Waylander. But frags will be taken by the T-side. A good start, but can they finish and double their score to 2? KNG fighting on his own towards Ivy. So far, so good. Even better now. 3 fast kills for the CT side, fighting straight back, taking the man advantage. KNG still around Ivy, and that's where he will lay. Bomb almost connected by one of them, but he'll get taken down by Bolt from the back. And it's Waylander again, alone again. But this time no one's over towards Ivy, but he doesn't have the bomb.
This could be a good approach here from Waylander, but it's been sought after, and that's good damage done by Bolts, but Waylander still alive and with a hope to try to take this round away from Immortals. Oh my goodness, just barely escaping that angle there. There's just under a minute to play with here for Waylander, so he can use that time to juke and jive around the trains on the A yard here to find this element of surprise with which he can use to take success perhaps, but just a slither of Henny spotted before he disappears, but maybe that's enough information here for Waylander. Yes, it is! Finds the headshot, a mere 8 points of health on him. Great clutch there. And that's going to be a beautiful result from Waylander, one of the power players of Flipside with the quad kill there to show for himself early in this train match.
4K required for Waylander to drag his team over the line in that round, but it's just the start of something for Flipside. Start of momentum, consecutive rounds, success, catching up to the score, evening the score. Time will tell. Look how Blade is feeding that one. The fire is in the belly. And Flipside are on the buy. AWP rescued by Waylander towards the end of that round, and KNG's got one. Nice bouncing from Henny. He's got a second AWP. Where does he throw the smoke? Chooses to put it in front of the angle to try and help him escape. Waits the flames out. Meanwhile, Lucas will be flashed as well. That's not going to work out for him, but KNG's taken well of it down in the meantime. And that might mean that Lucas is trapped. An exchange of grenades. Sorry, Markov is trapped, and Markov would escape. Markov with the AWP. But surely there isn't a repeat.
A lot of early exchanges there between both sides. I think Henny lucky to survive there in the corner. Beautiful play there, and I love that aggression from him. It's just so amazing that Immortals picked up another AWPer that's super aggressive as well in KNG. So we'll see whether he can get some damage done already with the 1 frag, and he's been having a great game so far already. I mean, well, we're only 7 rounds in, and he's really been performing, and look forward to seeing more from him. But Flipside, we're about to see a lot more from them onto the B-bomb side as they start to charge in. Bolts with the off angle around the bomb train. Waylander, though, dropping from the heavens above and dropping Bolts with him. And that's going to be the bomb down now for the Flipside team. It's going to be tough for the Brazilians to break back in, but they are making inroads here. Significant inroads. What is happening? Everyone dying to the AWPs. The double AWPs, they're there for a reason with this Immortals side. I'm lost for words, James, how they even managed to get that situation rolling on in.
We thought Virtus Pro had the Dart Master, but Immortals have got their Legolas as well.
I like that.
Spearing the Cloud9, sorry, I'm looking at an old GoTV. Spearing the Flipside players on the B bomb site. Immortals back to winning ways. Double AWPs on the CT side. Dangerous.
Oh, wow. Is that an omen of things to come, James? Is that just a taste? I guess we'll have to see. And that's the problem, is that if both of those players, Kyunji and Henny, are being super confident and aggressive with their ults and just connecting, that is scary. And Henny might get himself a lot of kills here.
Oh,
nice little nade. Oh my god. It's carnage. They do lose the AWP though, which is slightly annoying. I have to rebuy that one, but they do have plenty of cash.
And I think it's Henny who's been consistently aggressive towards B. And look at his spawn. He's got the best spawn to go for another peek towards upper B. 5 AKs will be, well, some of those AKs may be coming his way. Probably will be coming his way. But again, he's got the best spawn possible. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't try to rip somebody's chest open at the beginning of this round. And there he is. And there are 2 people looking to serve themselves up for sacrifice, but the Molotov is there and it's nice and deep, and they know to fear Henny. And who doesn't at this point?
When he looked at the flames there just for a second, I almost thought that, is he thinking that he might just run through it anyway and just go for a shot again, just like a second repeat into the flames? That would be something incredibly heinous that perhaps you might expect Henny to even try. But we do have Flipside now with that, the upper, or rather the T side of Inner is under control now. Secret, and we'll see Flipside also beginning to bring some pressure towards Ali, but it will be, for the moment, delayed as they have been smoked away. In fact, they're actually not going to, I don't think, make any noise towards Ali in the end now due to that smoke. Looks like they're just going to go for a simple play and a set-piece execution of smokes onto the A-bomb site here to try to break Immortals' double AWP setup.
Immortals running out of counter grenades, but there is the odd Molotov. Steel is close in a forward position. Could get pinched. The flashbang is there. They're not taking his angle, but the 180 from Electronics is going to be good. That's a good start from Flipside. Moving into the A site. The frags, the exchanges continue. Lucas for 2K, but it's down to the 3-on-3. The bomb's on the floor. There are 20 seconds left. IV smoked off, so maybe there's a chance to get that bomb down. And he backing off in the smoke. Sticking with his teammates, and now KNG is moving towards that A position. Great frag from Henny. Both AWPs getting to work even well. Than it alone, he can't get it done. The bomb is planted, but that is it for Flipside. 7 rounds for Immortals.
Can we just get that flick shot from Henny again in slow motion, please? That was just awesome. And that looks like a great situation for Flipside. But then you look and see who's left alive on the Immortals side. Okay. Kianji and Henny, they're still alive with the AWPs, and then they just start getting to work, getting those key pickoffs, and I don't believe it. What is this, James?
I spy it with my little eye, potential carnage.
What is this?
With an auto sniper.
Look at this.
Oh
yes.
Man, that is such a great shot.
He's painting, James. He's an artist.
He's got the watercolors out. He is the elephant with the watercolors, but he's not just painting, he is stomping on his opponent as well. A 5-round lead for Immortals. The auto sniper is out. Interestingly, now 3 snipers on a pistol run for Flipside, and Waylander starts as he means to go on. Sorry, Henny does. Aggressive, of course, towards B again. He's here almost every single round, but he can't really be stopped. He's 9 for 3 at the moment.
The amazing thing about that is that not only is he going to force respect, and that is sort of intimidating. Oh,
in the face.
Don't test Henny. But also just he's going to force Flipside to use grenades on that position constantly. They just have to, otherwise he's going to get peeks there. And he's going to go for those peeks. And are you confident in winning a duel against him? You probably shouldn't be necessarily. You'd prefer to use grenades first, as that's you know, a guaranteed way to stave him away from that position. So that's what he's sort of doing by just constantly peeking that spot, because it can almost look a bit, you know, looks predictable, but that's sort of the point. And so I do wonder what Flipside's response to that will be, whether they'll try to duel him with an AWP, or if they'll just keep throwing grenades, and if indeed he'll keep going for that play.
The auto sniper was revealed towards Ivy in that round, so will Flipside go for a fast play? Do they realize that there are 3 sniper rifles out? But normally you would expect the auto sniper towards the B bomb site, but the auto sniper is pushing through Ivy with support from KNG. It's a double sniper push of Ivy. When do you see that kind of nonsense?
And also, Henny predicted this perfectly. He welded it, was posted up specifically to snipe Henny, but Henny didn't push up with this round. He just stayed low. So right now that just tells you Immortals are really getting in the heads of Flipside, something that a lot of teams have struggled to do.
Psychological warfare from the Immortal side. Flipside moving in towards B. Blade picked off by Bolts. The AK's around for the CTs as well, but he'll get traded by Electronic. Bomb needs to get planted, but there's a minute on the clock. They need kills. Flipside, they need frag. 2 versus 4, make it 3. Henny picks off finally. Bombs down. And so is Electronic, leaving Wilderness alone. 1 versus 3 versus 2 sniper rifles and still rifle kills, grenade kills. He's doing it all. He is hyped.
This is a very strong Immortals, because no matter what sort of positions Flipside are able to put themselves in, from a, you know, however favorable they might be, if the AWPs are alive, they are just taking so much, like they're taking players away just immediately from these setups. As soon as they arrive, they start to deal serious damage. That's a great grenade actually from Steel.
Yeah, look at him, he's feeling it, man. He's feeling himself, he's in the zone. He is ready to make it to legend status. And you have to assume that legend status is the first target of Immortals.
Yep.
So far, so good in this match.
No more qualifiers, please. they want to avoid those major qualifiers, that is for sure.
But they're not there just yet. Tactical timeout from Flipside. Again, they can still get 6 rounds out of this half. By no means is it over. By no means are Immortals secure.
I love this, the auto sniper, James, with 2 AWPs.
Yeah.
I actually just, I'm so happy right now. It's just so fun to see.
It's great to see for Immortals because it shows that they're playing with confidence.
Yeah.
They're playing to win. They're not playing not to lose. So they're not playing with fear because, you know, it's an elimination match and a promotion match. They are playing their own game. This is how they want to play, and they're doing it with confidence. But flip side, we've seen big comebacks from them already in this tournament. And again, against the 3 snipers, now it's the fast play into the A bomb site. 3 players around the bomb train for both teams, but who'll get the first rank?
Yeah, very fast. I think it's the perfect approach here from Flipside. Try to shock Immortals. Try to quake the earth beneath them as they are sitting behind smokes, wondering how do we get to using these snipers. And indeed, the snipers were even taken out of the hands of Henny and Kianji. So if there's any chance, that's good here for Flipside. It's this round as Lucas still looks for kills with that auto sniper. Nothing just yet. Oh! All right. That's a sexy shot there from Lucas, and it might just be the start of something here now as Immortals start to push in, but they've lost 1 man to Waylander. Lucas still alive as well. So much time being bought on the bomb, and it's going to be Lucas now having to back away with the auto sniper. Very expensive weapon. Immortals, though, plenty of bank to buy up again with, and perhaps, James, they can make the triple sniper setup work, because when KNG and Henny have a sniper rifle, they have the same mobility as a rifler. So that's one of the reasons why double AWP is hard, is that mobility and the close range awkwardness. But those 2 AWPers, man, that they can thrive in those scenarios.
They've gone straight back to the same buy. Immortals do not give a rat's booty about losing that round. They have spent the cash. This is so awesome to watch. But flip side, they won the round. Let's not forget about the people on the T side. They are losing this at the moment, but now there are 3 people going towards the IV position, and Lucas is in the middle of IV with an auto sniper on his own. This is absolute madness. Down to 20 HP. He's in trouble, and he's dead.
Very brave play by yourself, absolutely, especially such close range. But that said as well, with the auto sniper, obviously for close range, the no-scoping is very, very effective with it. That said, he will fall in this instance. Great, credit to Flipside to eliminate the presence of the CTs there and take that for themselves. And Electronic with a very nice angle there onto Kianji, able to take him down. And all of a sudden, Flipside have a 5 versus 3. And they're the kind of team that they know how to play an advantage like this. And it gets even better. Steel tag, he goes for the risk, he knows he has to make a play, and he does so. Able to take the frag and smoke off a forward position. This is very annoying for Flipside.
Still though, there are 45 seconds for Flipside to work with. Waylander is, where is he? He is over towards the B-bomb site, but he's not really in a significant position. I mean, it could be better. Like, it could be in the pop dog. He could be towards upper B trying to get an entry or something like that. So, and the point about this is with A main taken, you wonder what the play is from Flipside. Waylander taken down now by Steel. He is causing all kinds of havoc. Fortunately for Flipside, Markelov is towards Ivy, which means the bomb can go down, but they've got to be worried about pop dog.
Here they come. Bolt's ready to drop down Pop. And he ready to explode out of connector with the assistance of Steel, who's going to be eliminated by Blade. A savage shot straight to the head, and it's the same fate to be met by Bolts as Henny. That's all he can do. Well, he can't do anything, he dies. So 9-4 is the score. Flipside making their way back onto the rounds here. That's their first consecutive round, so able to be in a position now where they can have a decent finish to this first half. A first half that has really been characterized by, well, the character of Immortals, the double ops, the flashiness, the aggression, and the willingness to do anything in some of these situations to get the kills with those sniper rifles. And we have Flipside once again up against the double ops. That was a nice shot there. The follow-up from Bolts is not going to land on anyone, actually,
boy.
But they get away alive.
Grenade will land on Flipside, but no one's dead. Everybody's alive. They have fought for control of upper B. There's a minute 30 on the clock here. Flipside are they going for a fast round? Steel and KSG are in forward positions towards main. They will hear Markelov running in the direction of main. Markelov will start to walk now, perhaps, but his position's been given away. There will be expectation from Immortals, but those are the footsteps of a mere one person. They saw numbers towards the B-bomb sites, so surely they will expect more in that direction. Any throwing a smoke towards lower B, I think. Indeed, he's doing exactly that. Lucas is around Ivy where Markelov is now headed, so it seems Markelov is trying to fake towards the A site after they were all spotted towards B.
Yeah, Flipside playing this one quite slow. And I'm really mixing up that pace. Seems like a while ago that their response to getting crushed by the double ops was the fast play, but now they slowed it down again. Trying to be unpredictable. Waylander through the smoke there, looking to make a sneaky play as Markelov tries to distract around Ali, but goes down. Now it all rests on the entry frags here, and Bolts is ready and waiting with the Mag 7. That's number one. Blade is dead, but the trade comes in for Waylander, waiting patiently, but they've got so much to be up against here. Immortals are all four already towards the B yard.
Electronic could potentially go for a flank. And he caught repositioning by Waylander. Good damage onto Lucas as well. Two fighting in B. Everybody tags the Flipside. Electronic now rotating towards the B-bomb site as well. His help is required. He knows there's no flank. Everybody's in trouble here, almost. Steel, the only man, high health. Lucas in the red. The Molotov is there, but Lucas's gun will do the job. And Steel will finish things off. So Immortals make it to double figures as we move into the last round of the first half. And Steel, the man to defuse it, having a very good game at the moment. 14 for 7.
Yeah, great effort from Flipside, but yeah, today it's a very strong Immortals, isn't it? They are playing very well, and I'm very curious to see how Flipside will try to attack this last round. They've got the AWP up onto Welded It, so perhaps they'll try to go with some picks. And with some of the information that they've had so far, because Immortals are running double up so much, there's some Blade might have a read as to how to use Welded It in this position to get an opening and exploit one of these AWPers early on in the rounds.